off to Cliff's Country Market for their grand opening. They sell raw milk and all that kind of stuff, so we thought it would be fun to go out and support local. Although ironically, since we're on our pantry challenge, we can't buy anything except for raw milk, so that part's good. But we'll go show you around and see what there is to see. It was a bit of a long drive. It took about 45 minutes, but we're gonna head in.
Yeah, I think too.
It froze really nicely last time. This is certified A2, so this is the good stuff. Raw A2. This is very hard for me to be in a grocery store and not shop because I'm not much of shopping in a mall, but I do love a good grocery store, and everything here is very healthy and you can just shop away and everything that I like. So, okay, I'm coming back in March. That was really fun. We thought that was a great store and definitely worth the drive. We did kind of cheat on our no buying, although actually if we save the candy bar then it's not really cheating, but we did buy one of the candy bars, the s'mores flavor. The people gave us all samples and it was so sweet and it was just fun. And again, support local, so you have to make your decisions of whether you're splurging but to support. And then we did get 2 gallons of the raw milk. They freeze very nicely, so that will last us for a little bit. So all in all, super fun, and now we're on our way back home. As promised in the last vlog, I'm going to show you how my KitchenAid grinder works for wheat. So I will show you what I have here. Pick it up. So this is the KitchenAid grinder that I have. I have my helper. She's going to help me today. We're going to grind it and then we're going to make some bread with it. So I've been watching some YouTube vlogs about good techniques to learn how to work with it because it's a little different than the stuff in the store, which is enriched white flour. So this is a whole wheat, home ground, do-it-yourself type of thing, which there is a learning curve with it. And I am not even on the curve yet. So I'm still in the learning and not, I don't know. Anyway, still in the learning phase. So I'm going to show you how it grinds and what it does when we bake it. Yeah! Yes, there you go. All right. Whoa. Okay. So this is what it looks like. There's the hopper, and then you can put it on coarse all the way to less coarse, which I still find is kind of coarse. But anyway, we're gonna plug it in and show you how it goes. All right, plug it in. We're gonna take this part out. Okay, can you hold that for me, please? Go. Can you scoop out a little bit, please? Watch your head.
Wow.
Yep. All right, perfect. And then carefully we'll put it in here because we don't want any of the grains to actually fall down into there, or else you'd have like a really hard bit in your bread. Okay, then we have to make sure that nothing spills down into here because then we'll have hard bits in it.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
All right, now it's going to get noisy, but we're going to turn it on. Here is the flour, and it feels nice, but it almost feels a little bit like soft sand because it's not super fine. Like, it's not anything powdery like a store flour. You can see a little residue on my fingers, but it still has a bit of texture. And I actually just, to try it, I took my sifter and you can sift it and the soft stuff will go through, and then you end up with that really brown parts that are much coarser and aren't as finely ground. So I'm going to try to run it through my food mill again and see if that will help. I actually just think that it will pour right through. I think I've tried this in the past, but I'm going to try it again just to make sure. And then we're going to go ahead with our bread. I stand corrected. The second grind is much more powdery. And here's my first grind. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of brown in color. Here's my second grind, and it is much lighter in color. So if you compare the two here, you can kind of see that. So I am going to do a third grind and see how that compares. So this is exciting. Oh, the other test that I did was, if I stand back here, so the first time I took it through my sifter and I sifted it, I had a lot of the larger flakes still in it. This time it actually is going all through my sifter completely, sifting out the very small amount left in here, which means it clearly is smaller. So let's try a third one. Here's my review of this KitchenAid thing. Now, I'm not sponsored. I don't have affiliate links. Nobody's paying me to say this. This is just a mom standing in her kitchen grinding her wheat. I would say that this is just really not worth my time. We've got 6 people in our family. I make a loaf of bread every single night so that we have lunches for the next day. And I have been grinding this for like 45 minutes. And I'm not even all the way through the third grind. And I'm not noticing a significant change from the second grind to the third grind. And as you saw in the clips, I had to like use my spoon to try to get it down the hopper because then it's too small to want to feed itself, and then it gets stuck. Then all of a sudden it just dumps through as a big clump. So I'm going to say that this is really not worth my time, and I'm going to research, just a minute, I'm going to research some other options, probably the Nutrimil Classic one. And it's just going to be worth the investment for me, because if I'm going to invest all this time and money in wheat berries and grinding, I need something that's going to work. I don't have 45 minutes a night just to grind my wheat. So anyway, maybe if you didn't use it all that often, or you, I don't know, used a lot less flour, but to me, this is simply not worth it. I'm still going to use it because I went to all this work, but I am definitely going to be looking around to get something for the next loaf because I can't keep this up. Here is the completed loaf, and I got so excited to cut it and see if there was holes in the texture that I forgot to film it before it wasn't all done. It has a cross on the top. I'm super pleased with this. I mean, the texture is fantastic. It's fluffy. The first loaf that I made was just a brick, and this is not a weapon. This is just deliciousness. So I am super happy with this. And I did go ahead and order the Nutrimil, and so that should come soon, and then I won't have to double grind all my flour. But yeah, I mean, look, you can see how tall this is. It's probably, I don't know, about 4 to 5 inches high. Quick update on dinner tonight. I am going to make meatloaf because we have a lot of burger and we've kind of just been having burgers. Plus I have to teach and then leave real quick, so I need to have something that's in the oven while I'm teaching. So we had a little bit left over of our bread, and so I turned that into breadcrumbs, and I'll show you, so just a second. Here are my toasted breadcrumbs. It was just the end. I broiled them for just a few minutes just to get them a little crispy and bring out the flavor there. And over here, I'm just about to grate my onion. I always actually grate it in the meatloaf just because nobody likes finding bits of onion, and they don't mind the flavor, just the texture. Okay, so I just need to thaw out my burger packets. I'm going to put in 2 pounds and then mix it all together, and then it can just be kind of prepared to go in the oven for later. I have my meatloaf in here, and I'm just gonna pour my sauce over the top. Or you can put it with bacon. Bacon is really good too. But since I can't just run to the store and get more, I thought that I would save the bacon for another dish. Okay, now it's ready to go into the oven. I've been cooking this for about an hour 15, and I think it's done now. I took it out earlier and I cut it in half about 10 minutes ago, but the juices were not running quite clear, or there's a little bit of pink. So what you want to look for in this, if you come look with me, I'll show you. I cut it in half. I don't see any pink, and the juice just looks like broth. So this is completely done. This is safe. We don't eat anything rare here, so anyway, this is good. And I can even do another cut right here just to make sure that this part is done. Yep, completely done. So I'm going to take out the sweet potatoes and eat. I have to leave in 3 minutes, but I didn't make my sourdough for tomorrow. Quickly pop it out of its basket. My helpers bake it for me while I'm gone, and then we'll have sandwich stuff for tomorrow. So I hopped in the car really quickly. I got to eat about maybe 5 bites, but the family will get to eat and I can finish up when I get home. But this is a testimony to the fact that you can work until 5:30 and have to leave by 6 o'clock and still have a healthy dinner that was ready to go, and it was cooking while you were doing something else. So I'm all for meals that I can prep at a time that works for me, like this morning or this afternoon, and then I can throw it on the oven, and then it's just ready to go when I need it to go, so that you resist that urge to slide by and get takeout or junk food at home, or I don't know, whatever you might be tempted to do as your backup. This way you don't really need that backup unless it's planned. Like, I do like to go out to eat sometimes, and this monthly challenge doesn't allow for that. We're not going to do that except for on our anniversary. But I like to eat out when it's a treat, when I know that we're doing something all day long and I don't have to cook at the end of it, or I know that we're going to be busy, or we're going to be on a day trip or something like that. I just like to eat out when it is a planned thing and it's an event, and it's not just because I did poor planning of my time at home. Because that's when I feel like you just get into bad habits of starting to pick up stuff, which is expensive and it's not healthy for you. And I know that some people are shocked by the price of grass-fed beef in the store or free-range chickens and that kind of thing. Yes, it is costly, but if you consider that a family of 6 people, for us, if we go out to Chick-fil-A, it is very easily $50 for us all to eat. And that's not even like all of us getting dessert or drinks or anything. That's just like getting your food and your fries. So while that is fun, and I do think that it is fun, and every now and then I love the break of cooking, but I just don't want it to be falling back on that all the time, because $50 can buy you a lot of really healthy food. If you go to the store, it can buy you nice cuts of meat that are quality fed. It can buy you nice grains, and I know it does cost a lot to eat well, but it also costs a lot to pay deductibles and go to the hospital. It also costs a lot to buy medicine. All that kind of stuff costs a lot anyway, and personally, I would rather be spending money on my health than money trying to get me out of my sickness. So anyway, that's my little soapbox for this one, which is not a soapbox. I'm just encouraging you that wherever you can take steps to eat a little healthier, just take that one step. If you're used to eating out lunch every single day, cut back to eating lunch out maybe once a week, or maybe 4 times a week if your job keeps you kind of busy, and just plan that Monday is the day that you bring leftovers with you from Sunday, or however you want to work that in your life. I'm just saying that there's a lot of times that stuff is just a habit, and it sneaks in just because it is a habit and for no other reason. So if you can kind of break that habit and start thinking ahead and just do one thing that changes that habit, so much the better. So, okay, I got to keep driving. I've got my appointment, and then I'll be back tonight and I can finish up what I dished myself.